start. All right, we got 12, 13, 14, 15 on, what is this, 5.3 HW. So you're going to see it on MTS, GO, right? HW 5.3 questions 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, this is the centroid and the orthocenter. So to create a centroid, what we do is we cut the side in half and find the midpoint, right? And we go from the vertex to the midpoint. So it's pretty simple, okay? But there's a pretty cool thing about this, and that is if you have 3 pins, 2 that are alike, 1 that's not, it kind of helps to show what the centroid does. And what it does is it sets up this piece right here is 1 piece, and then this line right here is 2 pieces. So it's always 2 to 1. So it always kind of breaks it up into this thirds kind of practicality. So with a centroid, and you know it's a centroid if it goes from the middle point to the vertex, then you know that this side's twice this, and you know that that the whole line's 3 times as small, and so forth, right? So it gets kind of complicated with this 2/3 this and 1/3 that and all that. You don't need to be complicated. Just remember there's 3 pieces. You find one of them, figure out what the other piece is. If it's half, if it's double, if it's 3 times as much, if it's a third, and you can go from there. So PA, they tell us is 2.9. So PA would be right here, 2.9. So if we know, well, that's great. Not quite. But I keep trying. Okay. 2.9. So PA is 2.9. That's that 1 piece. So that means that this piece right here, that JP, is going to be twice that. Right? So if we think of twice 29, and you guys had an actual 29 on your test, right? 2 29s is how much? Come on, people, it's early, but it's not that early. What's 2 30s? 2 30s. 60, right? But you're missing 1 from each of them, so you're missing 2. So it's 58, right? So that means that this piece right over here, we're going to call 58. Or in our case, 5.8. Does that make sense? Okay? Because 2.9 and 2.9. Alright, so now can I find the whole piece? I just have to add the 2.9 and the 58, or the 5.8, right? So what is 29 and 58? So we take 58 plus 20, we get 78, right? And then 78 plus 9 gives us 86. So we know that this is 86, or in our case, 8.6. Okay? Let's look at what else they give us. They give us HC. HC, that means this whole piece, right? So they're telling us that this whole piece right here, that whole piece is going to be 10.8. Okay? So that means that this gets broken up into 3 pieces, right? So we got to take 10.8 and we got to break it up into 10 pieces. 3 pieces, right? So if we use that short division, 3 goes into 10 3 times with, 3 goes into 10 3 times with 1 left over. And then I can look at 3 goes into 18, that 1 left over, 18, and so that's 6. So it's 3.6. So I know that 3.6 is going to be that small piece. Then if we have 2 of those, that's going to be the longer piece. Does that make sense? So how much is that?
What?
Does that make sense? So how much would that be? 2 of those 3.6s. 2 36s. Think of that. So just think of 2 30s, 60. Think of 2 6s, it's 12. I think of 60 and 12. 72. Okay? And so now we have all our pieces that we need, and we can go through and try to figure out what they're asking. So they're asking for PC. Okay? So PC, what is that? That's 3.6. HP, what is that? 7.2. Okay. JA. Okay. JA is that whole piece, 8.6. And the JP, that goes right here. So the 5.8. Now, I was talking to Rosa the other day, and she was like, well, this is cool, but it does, like, when I'm done, I don't really know how we got there. And the other day when we listed those rules on how we did each piece, right? That was really helpful to understanding how we got there, right? So it takes more steps, but we can relook at the PC and kind of guide ourselves. How did we get to the PC, right? So we look at PC and we know that it's this piece, and the thing that we're given is the HC, right? So you're given HC is equal to 10.8. And then you say, well, guys, are you taking notes? No? Pictures aren't as good as those. So HC is equal to 10.8. Okay? And then what I'm saying here is that that's given, right? Skylar, taking notes? It's really hard when you're not writing something down. You know? It helps. Okay? Alright, so what's our next step? If this is given, what's our next step? Because you guys looked at me and said, I don't understand what's going on. But I expressed everything, right? Shay? Okay? So Skylar, so what's going on? What does it mean to be a centroid? Can you help them out, Dakota? What does it mean to be a centroid? Like, how many pieces does this get broken up into? Every centroid.
6.
Chica? You know? How many pieces does every centroid get broken up into? Huh? 3. Yes, 3. Okay? That's very important. So you might want to write that down. That every centroid gets broken into 3 pieces. Okay? So what do I know what to do with this is I break it into 3 pieces. So I say, well, I'm going to take HC and I'm going to divide it into 3, and that's what CP is going to become, right? So P